Hi guys, my name is Nicole, licensed clinician, and we're here talking about everyday things that impact our mental health and fitness. So I'm not going to do parenting as a series, but I am going to come kind of back and forth and bounce back and forth with some like parenting techniques or skills or whatever. So quick story time. The other day, my son woke up about half an hour early from his nap, very, very, very upset. He had leaked through his diaper and he had also pooped at some point. And so it was a fair amount of physical discomfort, but then also he has, I would say more days than not, he wakes up from his naps pretty upset. So particularly if he wakes up a little bit early from his naps, and we're not really sure what's going on there, like why. So I had in my head a sense of urgency, like, oh my gosh, like I have to change him, right? Like I have to change him right now. I have to change him really fast so he can be like, more comfortable and calm down faster or whatever. And he was in hysterics, like snot dripping down his face. Like, I'm like, I can't lay him down. He's going to get postnasal drip and he's just going to, it's going to be more miserable. So long story short, I stopped myself for a second and I was like, what is the urgency? What's the urgency? We have nowhere to go. He's leaked through his diaper, God knows when, in his nap. I don't even know. Not 100% sure how long he's had poop in his diaper. I peeked before nap time and I don't think that there was anything there. So, I don't know when this happened. I don't know how long it's been, but another minute or two isn't going to hurt him. And so I took a deep breath and I just tried to regulate with him. And he was crying, and I was singing to him and rocking back and forth with him and talking to him and patting his back and just holding him with like just enough pressure that he felt like comfortable and hugged and safe. Eventually he calmed down and I was able to get him changed. And I feel like, and he, of course, like he wasn't like super calm and excited about being changed. He was still pretty upset, but I feel like had I just put him on the bed and started taking his clothes off, started changing his diaper and been like, stop crying, blah, blah, blah. That would have made things so much worse, right? That would have made him feel like he's going through something and like my mom doesn't even care. And he might not have the words to put to that sentiment yet, but what he would learn from that is that when he's upset, I'm not the person to come to. And that is the last thing on earth that I want. I want him when he's a teenager to be like, to have that foundation of every time I'm upset, my mom holds space for me. Now, when he's little, that can be my mom holds me. When he's 16, he's probably not going to want me to hold him, right? But he is going to want me to hold space for him and to say like, hey, you know what? Like, you're upset. Like, I get it, man. Like, whatever's going on right now is pretty upsetting. I can see that you're upset and I'm here. And let's get through this together. My principles that I work on, and I try to remind myself, especially the days where I'm getting frustrated or when I'm more tired or touched out or it's just loud or, whatever, just all day, is that I want to be treated. I want to treat him how I want to be treated, right? I want somebody to respect me as a human being, to respect my opinions and desires, and that, to know that I know my body. I know when I'm hungry. I know when I'm full. I know when I'm thirsty. I want somebody to be able to hold that space for me, to like be supportive, to help me label my emotions. Maybe not right now as an adult, right? But like when I was younger, we need people to help us label our emotions. We need to know that like, hey, you know what? If I'm upset, I'm not going to be rejected and sent to my room and left up there for half an hour before I have to come down and seek permission to rejoin the group, but that somebody is going to be there. And maybe for safety's sake, I have siblings, maybe for safety's sake, like we had to be separated for a little while, but that, somebody was going to come and like talk to you about like, hey, like what's going on? Like what happened here? And so that's always been like my idea of how I parent him. I'm also very careful to not ask him questions when the answer has to be yes. So I might talk about that in another video. But just thinking of it that way, like kids are human beings and deserve the same respects that we give to other people and to strangers. I've seen people give more respect to a stranger than they do to their own kids. And it is appalling, because you know what happens? 30 years later, they're sitting in my chair or they're talking to me over the computer, and we're working through, hey, let's label your emotions, because there's more than one emotion. There's more than anger. Or the only emotion that you're allowed to have is not just happy. You're allowed to have all of the emotions. So please, 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 please treat your children with respect, because they are also human beings.